watching Ozarks Local on Z27 in high definition.
High water covers the Ozarks after 2 nights of heavy rain. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Laura Kennedy. A family had to be rescued from their home this morning. It happened near Finley River on Reed Road in Christian County. New at 9, Justin Doherty shows us the scary situation.
Just beyond these trees is a cabin where 3 individuals, 2 adults and a 2-year-old girl, were trapped inside due to flooding from the Finley River. They thought they could wait out the flooding inside the cabin, but a concerned neighbor had other plans.
Yeah, we were all doing the stream team. Came down to see how big the river was, and surprise.
This is the surprise Penny and James saw when they checked on their friends Saturday morning.
We couldn't get a hold of them for the longest time.
They knew their 2 friends, Tyler and Amber, were inside this cabin, surrounded by rushing water.
It took the toolbox right off the Ford truck and washed it, and snapped 2 big old trees and washed them down.
You saw that?
Yep, I saw the big old tree flash and I was like, oh.
Penny and James knew the house is on stilts, but also knew that what they saw was the potential fury of the flood.
Those stilts are little.
Yeah, they're a lot smaller than the trees.
And what caused even more concern for Penny is that there was one other person trapped inside that cabin.
The baby's my best friend.
2-year-old Cayenne was all Penny could think about. So when contact was made inside the house,
then they finally answered.
James and Penny made contact with 911. Both Sparta and Rogersville fire departments responded, as well as the Christian County Sheriff. And with the help of the Springfield Water Rescue, Amber, Tyler, and Tyler's daughter Cayenne were brought to safe ground.
We woke up around 7:38 and it was already coming up in like the driveway, so it covers that first, so we couldn't really, it was too late to just get out.
And even though this is fairly common for Tyler,
it happens usually every once a year.
He's still thankful everyone is safe.
I'm definitely glad that they were here though, so especially if it would have kept coming up. I'm glad there's somebody here to get us out.
As for Penny, she was just happy to be back with her best friend.
She was safe. About to come home safe ground. You okay?
And I asked Tyler, where do you go from here? And he said it's happened many times before. They'll wait at a friend's house until the water levels go down. And as for that truck, which he originally parked right here, he'll just have to wait and see if that works when it dries out. In Rogersville, I'm Justin Doherty, KOZL News.
A campground was also completely underwater near the cabin, but no one was hurt. One person is safe tonight after being rescued from rapid floodwaters. It happened where Strawberry Road crosses Swan Creek in Taney County near Forsyth. Fire Chief Charles Allgood says the rescue happened just after 5:30. A Taney County rescue boat was called in for 3 people stranded on the other side of the road. New at 9 now, we all saw and heard the storms last night, but some people actually felt them at the Lindsey Austin Smith Memorial Rodeo last night in Fairgrove. Several people were struck by lightning and some even taken to the hospital. Melissa Stern talked to people who were there. Melissa?
According to the National Weather Service, the odds of being struck by lightning in the U.S. in any given year is 1 in 775,000. The odds of being struck in your lifetime is 1 in 10,000. One local family is recovering after the odds went against them.
On July 30th of 2011, she was on a canoe trip and she was struck by lightning and killed.
Todd Smith knew something was wrong when a state trooper showed up at his door. His daughter Lindsay was a recent mom.
It was actually 3 days before her daughter's first birthday.
Her family started the Lindsey Austin Smith Community Crisis Fund.
It's an honor to keep her memory alive and also show her daughter that more about her mother. I mean, she was a very caring individual as well.
Last night was a memorial rodeo in Fairgrove where the community could come and remember her.
That's one of the things that she liked to do as well. She used to run barrels. She loved to ride horses.
Lindsey Austin Smith was struck and killed by lightning when she was just 20 years old. Now, almost 2 years later, at the Lindsey Austin Smith Memorial Rodeo, her brother was sitting right by these speakers when he was struck.
We all saw the large flash, and then immediately people started essentially dropping like flies.
Lightning struck, hit a few people, but 2 of them were taken to the hospital. One was my son, treated and released.
The other was Amy Patterson's father, who was talking to Smith's son, Josh.
They were both knocked unconscious. They both seized up and collapsed.
It wasn't good. I mean, imagine what the emotions were. I mean, it was scary.
Smith says it brought back that uneasy feeling he had just a couple years ago.
It was kind of a blur. It's just baffling. I have those memories every day.
It's irony at its finest.
That goes through my mind constantly, so yes, it did. It was going through my mind then as well.
Now, all of this happened once the rodeo was over and the crew was tending to the livestock. Both Josh and Mike are in stable condition. The Lindsay Austin Smith Community Crisis Memorial Fund is handled by the Community Foundation of the Ozarks, and funds are set up to help people in crisis.
All right, thank you very much, Melissa. The Greene County Office of Emergency Management wants to stress the importance of getting inside whenever you know lightning is in the area.
When thunder roars, go indoors, and there's really no safe spot to be in outside during a lightning storm.
Larry would suggest if you are stuck outside, make the least amount of contact with the ground as possible. Now to more storm coverage. For the second time in less than 2 weeks, tornadoes slammed Oklahoma, killing at least 9 people, including a mother and a child. Now flooding is the big problem. Renee Marsh has the story.
This terrifying multi-vortex tornado in Canadian County was just one of the twisters to wreak havoc Friday in the Oklahoma City area, leaving a painfully similar path of destruction. Now, the aftermath of heavy rains has caused widespread flooding in the metro area.
It's a sombering, feeling just to see all your stuff, your memories from your child, just scattered around.
The impact of the tornado spread beyond Oklahoma. Storms swept across several Midwest states, with tornadoes also touching down in Illinois and Missouri, tearing away roofs and scattering debris. Officials are assessing the damage and commending the community's response.
This takes a team effort, a lot of people working together, many of whom are not public servants. They're just they're your friends, families, and neighbors that live amongst you that rescued one another. So again, that speaks about the Oklahoma Standard. I'm really proud to be a part of that.
Oklahoma Governor Mary Fallin has seen her state weather a beating in the last 2 weeks, but her outlook remains resolute.
Well, it has been a very trying couple of weeks for our state. We may be knocked down, but it's only temporary, and we'll be back up on our feet.
In Union City, Oklahoma, I'm Renee Marsh.
And that Missouri tornado touched down near St. Louis. The National Weather Service says the EF3 storm left a 22-mile path of damage through St. Charles County and part of St. Louis County. The estimated wind speed was 150 miles per hour. Several homes were damaged, along with a casino and other businesses, but there are no reports of serious injuries or deaths. Governor Nixon declared a state of emergency. More than 100,000 customers also lost power. And thankfully, the weather is much quieter tonight. Meteorologist Lindsay Day is here with your Ozarks First Forecast. And
hi.
We are very glad that the weather is calmer today, Lindsay.
Yes, the weather has calmed down quite a bit, and the good news is that calmer weather is going to be with us for a couple more days. But we did receive some impressive rain totals over the past couple of days. Let's show you this graphic right here, where we can see that officially on this map, 4.72 inches was the highest number that we see in West Plains, but several places received over 5 inches of rain across the area, and as a result, we are still dealing with a little bit of flooding. If you want to go and check on our website, I've posted some of the latest flooding information on there. Some of the roads are impassable due to all of the rising water, and some rivers are also reaching flood stage. The good news of this whole storm system passing is that we are now entering into drier and slightly cooler weather. So even right now, we're seeing some calm conditions out there. 64 degrees is the temperature in Springfield, and the dew points are lowering. That means it's not quite as humid outside. Some cooler weather around the corner as well. Tomorrow we spend most of our day in the 60s. I'll have more of your full forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you, Lindsay. A Springfield man is suing Mercy Clinic and 2 of its physicians, claiming they failed to provide emergency treatment. According to the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Adam Meyer was suffering from a flesh-eating bacteria. A Mercy spokesperson told the paper the company cannot comment on pending litigation. The case is pending in Greene County Circuit Court and is scheduled for trial in September. Hy-Vee is recalling shrimp because it may contain an allergen. The company says the 16 to 20 count easy peel shrimp may have contained sulfite. That's a preservative that can cause an allergic reaction in people who are sensitive to that chemical. The shrimp was sold in 8 states, including Missouri. Customers who have this product should return it to the store where they bought it. After a couple of rough weather days, kids were ready to spend some time outside.
I got 3 bluegills and 1 catfish.
The lessons learned at this fishing event and when anyone can fish in Missouri without a license. New at 9, hundreds of Springfield kids are ready for fishing season after a learning event today. The annual Kids Fishing Fun Day took place at Sportsman's Park. The kids had the chance to sit in a real pro fishing boat. They took casting lessons and learned how to properly clean their catch. It's all about teaching children about fishing and encouraging them to practice throughout the summer.
I got 3 bluegills and 1 catfish.
Today is about introducing kids ages 3 to 13 to the sport of fishing, and something that we hope that they start today, fish next weekend for free in the state of Missouri, and then continue on for a lifetime of fishing.
Fishing Day also prepared the kids for the MDC Free Fishing Weekend. Anyone in Missouri can fish without a license the weekend of June 8th and 9th. A Springfield neighborhood also celebrated an event called Dirt Day. This was at Lafayette Park and was put on by the Woodland Heights Neighborhood Association. It was all about gardening for adults, but there were some fun activities for the kids too, like painting birdhouses. Organizers hoped families could enjoy a day outside. And here's Lindsay Day with a look at what you can expect from the weather for the rest of the weekend. Lindsay?
You can expect some pretty nice conditions to finish off the weekend. I know we saw a lot of rough weather, but that is now all behind us. I'll let you know what your weather is going to be like tomorrow coming up in just a little bit.
Ozarks Local on Z27 now continues in high definition.
All right, welcome back. Well, we made it past all of the rough weather, but we did have to deal with the severe storms. We saw some damaging winds and even quarter-size hail, and of course, we saw lots of rainfall spread across the area. Here are the rain totals that we saw across the Ozarks. Now, keep in mind that this is just over the past 48 hours. So all in all, from the whole system, we received well over what we see right here. As a matter of fact, some people saw over 5 inches of rain. So as a result, we are dealing with a little bit of flooding. And I posted online where all of that flooding is occurring. So if you want to go check that out, you can see which roadways are flooded as a result of that messy weather that passed through our area. But now the good news is that we are dealing with some clearer conditions, and we'll even see a little bit of sunshine in the coming days. As we wind down for the evening, some cooler temperatures, 64 degrees right now, and it is much drier outside because those dew point numbers are beginning to lower. That is going to be remaining for the next couple of days. Those winds have now shifted. They're coming out of the north, and that's going to bring in some of the cooler and drier air. Right now we have a little bit of a westerly component, but we will see more of a northerly component as we head into the day tomorrow. And here is the satellite and radar, much calmer right now compared to what we were seeing yesterday at this time. Most of the activity has pushed down to our south, and we are not going to be dealing with the rainfall or with the severe weather over the next couple of days. Just down south and east is where that front is currently located, and it's going to continue to push away from our area. And as it does so, this high pressure system will slowly transition into our neck of the woods, bringing in some even clearer, even drier weather than what we have been seeing. We'll show you on our futurecast what we're expecting with that rainfall. Perhaps some lingering clouds throughout the day tomorrow, but we definitely are going to be seeing more sunshine in the coming days compared to what we saw last week. Now on Sunday, we'll see clearer conditions as we head into the evening, and on Monday we'll see a lot more sunshine than what we are going to be seeing for tomorrow. So those clear conditions are here to stay over the next couple of days. Tonight we're getting a little bit cool, and finally we are dry. Now I have to put my little disclaimer on that because even though we're not seeing the rain, we are still going to be dealing with the flooding. The rivers are going to be cresting and some of them overflowing, so keep that in mind, especially if you're in low-lying areas. But the rainfall will not be coming down anymore like it has been. Tomorrow we'll shoot up near 70, so it's going to be on the cool side. We'll spend most of our day in the 60s tomorrow, but we will see a little bit of sunshine with a few clouds mixed in the picture. Here's the 7-day forecast, and the dry part of our week is tomorrow and Monday. So those are my winning days. If you want to get outdoors, the next couple of days are the best days to do so. After that, we do introduce some slight rain chances, and the temperatures will begin to rise. So by the time we head into the middle of our work week, we're talking about temperatures back up near 80 and low temperatures back in the 60s.
Great. Thank you very much, Lindsay. A new report reveals more damaging accusations against the Internal Revenue Service. The ways the Inspector General believes the agency wasted taxpayer dollars right after being accused of unfairly targeting conservative groups. We'll be right back. A 17-year-old girl died in a car crash today. It happened around 5 o'clock on Route M in Christian County, south of Nixa. The Highway Patrol says Monica Painter's car went off the road, hitting a fence and some trees. The Nixa School District says Painter would have been a senior this upcoming school year. Counselors will be available for students at the high school on Monday. New at 9 now, encouraging economic news. Headlines President Obama's weekly address. Today he spoke about home sale prices rising and the declining number of homes in foreclosure. The president also says he's urging Congress to pass a law that would save homeowners $3,000 a year if they refinance their mortgage.
But to keep our housing market and our economy growing, Congress needs to step up and do its part. Members of Congress will be coming back next week for an important month of work. We've got to keep this progress going until middle-class families start regaining that sense of security. And we can't let partisan politics get in the way.
Alaska Governor Sean Parnell gave the GOP response. He says the focus in our country should be on land exploration and energy production. He touted the benefits of developing the Keystone XL pipeline.
Recently, the Republican majority in the House of Representatives, along with 19 Democrats, passed legislation to approve the Keystone Pipeline, which will create up to 20,000 domestic jobs and transport oil and gas from Canada to the southern U.S. for refining. Now it's time for the Democratic-led U.S. Senate to pass this bill, or at least allow it an up or down vote.
The Affordable Health Care Act, also known as Obamacare, will likely be the big fight of the summer between the president and congressional Republicans. The IRS spending scandal continues to grow. Tomorrow, the Inspector General is set to release a report about wasteful spending of taxpayer dollars. The spotlight is on the agency's production of training videos. One 16-minute video cost $60,000 to make. There are also new developments in the IRS investigation that claims it unfairly targeted conservative groups. Data from nearly 90 agency employees has been seized in that investigation. When we return, Lindsay has a last look of your 7-day forecast, and Nick is here with a preview of tonight's Ozark Sports Saturday. We'll be right back.
Here are tonight's winning lottery numbers. Ozarks Local on Z27 now continues in high definition.
Welcome back, Lindsay. What's our 7-day forecast looking like?
Not too bad. We got past the rough stuff and now just lots of sunshine and some clear skies, some cooler temperatures though as well. Tomorrow morning we're waking up to temperatures in the low to mid 50s, so it's been a little bit of time since we've seen temperatures in the 50s, but we'll warm up only to 70 degrees, so we stay cool for the next couple of days. But once we head into our work week, temperatures slowly begin to rise and the rain chances come back as well. So if you want to get the outdoor plans in, I would say tomorrow and Monday are going to be your best bet. After that, it starts to get a little bit more unsettled.
All right, sounds good. And maybe outdoor baseball, softball.
Yeah, well, we tried to play it yesterday in O'Fallon, but that tornado came through, and luckily...
That's not going to be good.
Right. Luckily, Misha got us out of there in time, got everybody out of there safely, and that was great. So they continued state baseball today. We had Rogersville up there. We had Willard up there playing in the semifinals. On Ozark Sports Saturday night, we're going to find out which big league Cardinal is going to be in Springfield next week and which Springfield Cardinal was in the big leagues tonight.
Awesome. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.